Hey y'all, it's Violet and welcome to my channel, The Violet Realm. My place here to share my interests and hobbies, anything from gaming, poetry, D&D, and of course, music. So this week we've been celebrating Elvis Week, which runs from August 8th through the 16th in Memphis, Tennessee. And I've been doing music reaction videos of Elvis Presley's musical career through the decades. I did cover like a little sampler of songs from the Ed Sullivan Show, the last show he did for him in 1957. And I was able to do one, like a recording session that he did in 1972. And I did try to do his If I Can Dream from the 68 Comeback Special, but it is not approved. So I'm hoping this next video I do for you will get approved in time for the celebration on the 16th. I'm doing Elvis Presley's live concert of in the Ghetto at the International Hotel in Las Vegas. So I think this one was recorded in 1969. I'm actually not positive. But just some background story on In the Ghetto and this album, which I think is called Back to Memphis. He had a lot of hit songs from this album, and some really good ones that I love are like Suspicious Minds, and I considered doing that, but I'm actually doing this for Kirby from YouTube. He's been following and subscribing to my channel for a long time now, and he did request the song. So I just wanted to thank him and appreciate him being such a loyal follower and do this one for him as a special request. And here we go.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? The child needs a helping hand. You're gonna be an angry young man someday. And take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows in the ghetto. And his hunger burns, so he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, he steals a car, he tries to run, but he don't get far, and his mama cries. As a crowd gathers round, an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand in the ghetto.
Sorry, it's a hard to find a spot to pause for this song. It's a really great song. And I mentioned earlier that Mac Davis is the songwriter for the song, and he himself was also like a singer, entertainer, but then he mostly became known as being basically like one of the main songwriters for this particular album. And this one was like a huge hit from that Back to Memphis album. And Mac said he was inspired by real life events, from people that he knew. So, I would assume that it's a pretty special song for him, and to have Elvis sing it and it be like a huge success, I'm sure was a great win in his book. There is like a little backstory on it, how he didn't like, when he first heard Elvis sing this, he didn't like the way he said the word ghetto. But he said he quickly got over it once he knew it was going to be a smash hit.
and another young man dies. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries.
He looks so tired. Wow. So that was great. Let me pause this. Sorry about that. Actually, give me 1 second. That was a glaring light on my face. So that one's for you, Kirby, in the Ghetto. And what's, I guess, cool about this performance, if you notice in the very, very beginning, they kind of show you the crowd at the International Hotel. And if you saw the Elvis film, they also took like footage from these things to, replicate it. And it's pretty spot on how they did that. And I know Elvis did like an insane amount of shows with his residency there. I think it was 600 to 700 shows. It was like record breaking, and the venue itself in size was record breaking. They never really had a venue that big for any performer. So that's also what I mean about Elvis being really special and a pioneer in the entertainment industry, and the whole concept of like the Las Vegas residency, that's such a big production. Like he had that huge band. He has it's the sweet, I think they're called the Sweet Inspiration, like his backup singers, all those females. And I'm pretty sure Sissy Houston is Whitney Houston's mom, so someone can correct me. I'm pretty sure that's her mom, and I thought that was very like cool connection in musical history to know that her Whitney, who's also a legend herself and passed away way too early, that her mom was, with Elvis. Is pretty freaking cool. So a lot of history there, and a lot of his influence. I mean, a lot of what he did influences even today with Las Vegas residencies. So that's what makes out to me Elvis so special, was that he really obviously was a great entertainer, performer, singer, and his outfits are insane. Like he has so many outfits. I think they're all Spanish inspired, and I got to visit Graceland, or the whole VIP tour, which I really do want to share with y'all later. And they have this amazing room with at least 80 of his stage outfits. They're so beautiful, so beautifully made. They're amazing. And the tour guide told us that wasn't even all of them. So I have no idea how many total he has. They still have some that they're trying to restore and will eventually put on display. But if you haven't had a chance to visit Graceland, it's definitely a must see. But that's all I have for tonight to cover Elvis's singing from the 60s. So I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you like my content, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And do stay tuned, because I am working on putting together my trip to Memphis, in which I got to visit all of Elvis's, all the exhibits they have of Elvis, and of course Graceland and his planes. And I also had a chance to sneak in a quick trip to Sun Studio, and literally stood in the spot where Elvis sang That's Alright Mama, like the single that really blew up his career. So with that, I just have to say peace and love, and ciao.